Naked and Afraid Castaways Season 1 Episode 4 review. So I'm sure that some of you have noticed that my reviews for this Naked and Afraid series are a little shorter than my normal reviews for the other series. And that's because I can only work with what the show has given me, which is a bunch of BS. But over this review, it'll be my mission to try to sift through the BS and take a deeper look at the teams and their respective members. So without any further delay, let's jump right in. The first team that I want to talk about is Team Balint, Naeem, and Kara. And sadly, I had high hopes for this team because I thought that they would be able to put aside their differences in order to work together. Unfortunately, it seems like Balint is the source of most of the team's conflict. During this episode, we see the team fail to catch the wild hog despite trying several times. Each time the team failed at trying to catch the damn hog, Naeem and Kara attempted to give Balint their opinions on ways to make better traps, and for the most part, their advice made a ton of sense. But Balint was stubborn, and he felt that he had to have the final say in how the trap was set up. But what really grinds my gears about this team for episode 4 was that Balint was really coming for Naeem and being disrespectful, to the point where Naeem felt the need to become very defensive. Now I get it. Balint is a straight shooter, and you never have to worry about him talking about you behind your back, which is an admirable trait to have in a team setting. But the flip side to all of that is that Balint clearly does not play well on teams if he doesn't have control and the final say over everything. Now I admire Kara for trying to be the voice of reason and trying to diffuse the conflict between Naeem and Balint. But I believe that Balint comes at Naeem like that because he knows that Naeem won't fight back. But despite the drama that unfolded with this team, I firmly believe that they will make it to the end of the challenge unless one of them has to medically tap. And if I were Naeem, I would gladly shut Balint up one way or another. Next, there's Team Andrew, Heather, and Patrick. And just as I predicted with my last review, Andrew and Patrick were able to talk Heather out of tapping out so soon. And as luck would have it, this team was able to score fresh water, find gasoline, make fire, and score a critical food catch all in less than a day. Now I know that I have a history of assuming that Naked and Afraid production might have intervened to save some of the cast members from previous seasons, but I definitely have to throw a red flag on this episode. And that's because we see the team catching crabs in shallow water and finding a 12-pounder fish that's just laying on the beach waiting to be claimed. And seeing the scene with the fish reminded me of Naked and Afraid Frozen, when Jake just happened to stumble across a freshly dead coyote after days of his team not eating much. So maybe the scene was just a coincidence. However, it does make me question the authenticity of the show, as well as if the series is specifically designed for beginner survivalists. But with this team finally getting on the right side of luck, I'm beginning to have faith that all the team members will be able to make it to the end of the challenge. And lastly, I want to talk about the team of Candace, Rachel, and Justin. During this episode, this team impressed me the most. I like how Rachel and Candace stepped up their game when it came to finding food for the team. Rachel came through in finding snails for the team, while Candace came through to hunt hermit crabs. One could argue that Candace was definitely the MVP for the team during the episode, but it was sad to see her get medically tapped out. The show claimed that Candace caught some bacterial infection, but it didn't come from a bug bite. In my opinion, Candace might have caught something while eating one of those crabs or snails. Nonetheless, I wasn't really impressed with Justin's contributions for the episode. Sure, he collected water and helped here and there, but Candace and Rachel were carrying most of the weight for the team. Now with Candace gone and Rachel hurt, I still believe that there will come a time when Justin loses his temper with how things are going in the challenge. I also believe that Rachel will end up tapping out at some point in the challenge, but we shall see. And this marks the end of my review. If you have any questions or comments related to the episode or the review, feel free to leave all comments below in the comment section, and I'll be sure to reply to everybody. Until next time, stay tuned and stay safe. Peace.